Like many people raised in the unpredictable world of a soap opera, Sarah's life has rarely been simple. Every time she seems close to happiness, another obstacle appears in her path. Her dream of starting a family with husband Jacob has been particularly challenging. The young mechanic has spent years battling serious health problems, most notably Fanconi anemia, a rare inherited condition that affects the bone marrow and can lead to a range of complications. During routine fertility treatment checks, Sarah was devastated to learn she had developed cervical cancer, leaving her unable to conceive naturally. Thankfully, her step-grandmother Charity stepped in with an extraordinary offer, agreeing to act as a surrogate and carry the baby for the couple. Sarah and Jacob were deeply grateful, believing their hopes of becoming parents had finally been realized. However, things were far from straightforward. Charity complicated matters dramatically after a drunken encounter with Ross. Unbeknown to Sarah and Jacob, Ross is actually the biological father of baby Leyla. To keep the truth hidden, Charity has constructed an enormous web of deception, ensuring neither the couple nor her husband Mackenzie discovers what really happened. Completely unaware of the secret threatening to explode around her, Sarah has recently been focused on other concerns. She has been trying to support her seriously ill grandfather while becoming involved in risky schemes to help keep the farm running. At the same time, she has been worried about Jacob, who has been subjected to bullying at work by the manipulative Dr. Todd. Fate then took an even darker turn when Todd became entangled in the family's story after Sarah gave birth in a hospital lift. It wasn't long before he overheard a private conversation between Charity and Ross and realized that Sarah and Jacob were not Leyla's biological parents. Armed with that knowledge, Todd attempted to blackmail Charity, threatening to reveal everything during Sarah's 21st birthday celebrations. When Charity refused to be intimidated and challenged his threats, the situation escalated into a horrifying ordeal when she was sexually assaulted by the doctor. Sarah remains completely unaware of the trauma Charity is enduring. To conceal the truth, Charity has been pretending to struggle with postnatal depression, leaving her family concerned, but none the wiser about what really happened. What makes the situation even more heartbreaking is Sarah's overwhelming guilt. Believing the surrogacy has caused Charity's emotional difficulties, she recently became emotional while speaking with Mackenzie and blamed herself for her step-grandmother's suffering. Sarah is currently facing one of the most difficult periods of her life, which makes the arrival of a familiar face particularly significant. Whether it proves to be a blessing or another complication remains to be seen. Upcoming scenes see Sarah stunned when she unexpectedly comes face-to-face with a relative. The identity of the mystery family member remains a closely guarded secret, sparking speculation about who could be heading back to the village. One possibility is Sarah's mother, Debbie. Given the strong focus on family relationships throughout the storyline, a surprise return would certainly make sense. Although the actress is currently busy with other projects, Emmerdale has pulled off unexpected comebacks before. Another potential candidate is Sarah's father, Andy, a long-standing figure in the show's history. Interest in seeing him return has remained strong among viewers, and the character's comeback has been discussed before. Could he be making his way back to support his daughter? Of course, the newcomer may be someone entirely different. With such an extensive family tree, there is no shortage of relatives who could suddenly appear in Sarah's life. Elsewhere, Charity is set to confide in a stranger after an emotional outburst. That development may connect to the arrival of Serena Sugden, a new member of the family who is joining the village in the coming episodes. Producers have already hinted that Serena will become deeply involved in a major storyline after finding herself caught up in the aftermath of a traumatic event. Could Serena be the person who offers support when Sarah needs it most? Whoever the mystery relative turns out to be, Sarah will undoubtedly need all the help she can get as the drama surrounding her family continues to intensify. Kane Dingle has faced one of the toughest years of his life in Emmerdale, leaving many viewers wondering whether the long-running character could be heading for an exit. The drama began back in January during the show's crossover event, when Kane was rushed to hospital after being shot. While receiving treatment, doctors discovered a suspicious lump and informed him that further tests were needed to determine whether it was cancerous. As Kane and his wife Moira anxiously waited for answers, their lives were thrown into further turmoil when the reign of terror caused by Celia Daniels and Ray Walters finally came crashing down. Since then, the couple have endured a relentless series of challenges, including criminal accusations, imprisonment, and a devastating cancer diagnosis. After returning home from hospital, Kane faced an agonizing wait for his test results. However, attention soon shifted to Moira, who found herself under police investigation for allegedly helping Celia run a modern slavery operation. Despite repeatedly insisting she was innocent, the evidence seemed to stack up against her. Authorities discovered identification cards linked to the case at her home, while her previous business dealings with Celia only deepened suspicion. Things worsened dramatically when Ruby Milligan uncovered information suggesting that refugee Anya had died. Determined to find answers, Ruby tracked down a burial site and alerted the police, unaware that it was located on Moira's land. The discovery shocked everyone involved. Officers unearthed Anya's remains, but they also found a second body buried nearby. That second victim was revealed to be Celia, leading detectives to arrest Moira on suspicion of double murder. While Moira remained behind bars, Kane received life-changing news about his health. Doctors confirmed that he had cancer, but he chose to keep the diagnosis secret, convinced that Moira already had enough to cope with while imprisoned. The truth eventually came out at the beginning of March, when Kane visited Moira at the police station and revealed everything. The emotional scenes saw Kane break down as he admitted his fears about what the future might hold, finally allowing himself to be vulnerable. In the months that followed, Kane and his sons moved into Wishingwell Cottage alongside the wider Dingle family. Moira was eventually released after fresh evidence emerged that cleared her name and proved her innocence. Even after regaining her freedom, adjusting to normal life proved difficult. Moira struggled with losing Butler's farm and found it challenging to settle back into village life. At the same time, Kane was dealing with his own worries. Although he wanted to support his wife, he was secretly concerned about how cancer treatment could affect their relationship and future together. Last month, Kane underwent surgery and has since been coping with the physical and emotional consequences of the procedure. One of the most difficult aspects has been dealing with episodes of incontinence, something that has left him embarrassed and shaken whenever it has happened in public. During a recent hospital appointment, Kane and Moira met with consultant Ms. Rhodes and received worrying news. Although the operation itself had been successful, doctors feared the disease may have spread beyond its original location. The news was devastating for both Kane and Moira, who have already endured so much together this year. Despite the uncertainty surrounding the storyline, there has been no official indication that the actor behind Kane is leaving Emmerdale. For now, the character remains firmly at the center of the drama. Earlier this year, the actor explained that the storyline was designed to explore how someone like Kane copes when forced to confront emotions he would normally keep hidden. He noted that while any cancer diagnosis is frightening, the potential side effects associated with this illness can be especially difficult for men because of the impact they can have on confidence, identity, and self-esteem. He also described the storyline as, at its heart, a powerful love story between Kane and Moira. Emmerdale is broadcast on ITV1 every weekday at 8 p.m, while episodes are also available to watch from 7 a.m. on ITVX and YouTube.